What's going on, guys? RBG here, back with another video on Marvel's Avengers, and today we got some pretty awesome news to talk about. Apparently this game is going to sell more than we initially thought. If you've been following my coverage, or anyone's coverage for that matter, then you know that there's been a huge divide when it comes to Marvel's Avengers. Some fans are being cautiously optimistic about it, while others are downright condemning it. And in typical fashion, we have the online influencers like myself leading the charge. While I may have generally positive things to say about the game, there are a few provocateurs who want to downright bash it. And you guys pretty much know I love talking about all the good things that are going to come with this title, but I want you to experience the game for yourself and form your own opinion. I can't help but feel like individuality has become a dead thing in today's generation of gaming. Like everyone wants to take their favorite YouTuber's word as law. It's like this blind allegiance mob mentality. If you like the game too much, people think you're a sellout, and occasionally there are those who love this game so much that if you were to give a few criticisms towards it, they would label you a hater. So I'm already in a pretty awkward position when it comes to what I say. But thankfully, it looks like the stats are coming in for how well this game is going to sell, and that's going to be the thing that pretty much determines if Marvel's Avengers will be a huge success or a flop. And I think for the most part, we pretty much know it will do well based on brand recognition alone, because let's just face it, the MCU films have done an exceptional job of catapulting these heroes into mainstream stratosphere. But I gotta be honest with you guys, I didn't expect it to be this big. According to Murphy's Multiverse, Marvel's Avengers is topping the US and UK charts in terms of pre-orders. It reads as so: Avengers has been quite an interesting game to follow. It has been smeared with controversy since the reveal that SpiderMan would be a PlayStation exclusive character. No matter where one stands on the matter, it paid off as a marketing strategy. Shortly after the announcement, sales on Amazon UK skyrocketed, with it shooting up by 188% in sales for the regular edition. It also saw an increase in 133% for the deluxe edition. This placed the game firmly at number 10 and number 19 respectively a few weeks ago. This is the reason they took this route, and the controversy pushes the word of mouth even stronger. Even after discussion around the game has calmed down, sales did not slow down for this game. People got a chance to play the game during the beta, and there were theories on how this could affect the sales of the game. Well, looks like the game got another boost. Sadly, we can't see the sales ranking this time. Still, Marvel's Avengers now sits comfortably at number 1 and number 6 of the UK sales chart for PlayStation 4. So as you can see, there are a lot of gamers excited for this game. It was already impressive that it was able to hit that number 10 spot on the charts, but to hit the top spots at number 1 and 6 is a big deal. That shows that people are in it for the long run and they see the potential this game has to offer. And I'm very surprised that the deluxe edition was able to land the 6th spot, because in all honesty, I didn't really think things like recolor alternate costumes, nameplates, and 72-hour early access was worth the $79 price of initial. I'm personally getting the standard edition because I know that this game is going to receive some awesome stuff later on down the line. But it's totally understandable if you guys are just hyped and want to get your hands on the game as soon as possible with the deluxe edition. That business strategy seems to be working well in Square Enix's favor since it landed the game on the top 10 pre-order chart twice. But as Murphy's Multiverse mentioned, the most effective method seems to be the recent announcement of SpiderMan. And if you guys remember back when I reported on this, I flat out said that Sony and Square made this announcement a few weeks before the release because they absolutely knew it'd cause a boost in sales. SpiderMan has become a pretty big deal in gaming since Insomniac has shown how well his games can be if done right, and Sony has obviously seen how marketable he can be outside of things like the movies. So they've been taking full advantage of the web slinger whenever they can. I mentioned that they most likely spent extra money to ensure this exclusivity deal with Square, since Spider-Man can essentially be featured in any Marvel related game as long as it's not a solo venture. Some of the most recent games he's been in are Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite and Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3, so he can definitely appear on any platform, and I still believe there's a possibility that the deal between Sony and Square is a timed exclusive deal. Once Sony squeezes as many sales as they can out of him, he just might appear on the Xbox One and PC, which is a brilliant tactic. Let the Xbox players stew in their anger a little bit, and once we land more exclusivity deals with the devs, we'll hand over what's left of Spidey. Like, we gotta be real here, if Square never made the announcement that Spider-Man was gonna be in the game, a lot of people wouldn't be talking about it. We've seen people deem Marvel's Avengers dead on arrival, but soon as they heard that their favorite webhead was gonna be in, they all of a sudden want to voice their frustration as if they were gonna get the game in the first place. It's so funny watching people flip-flop over a game they claim they're not even interested in, but as soon as they see something that causes a seismic shift in the community, they're all on board all of a sudden. If that ain't the definition of fickle, then I don't know what is. I have a little more respect for the naysayers if they just kept the same energy they initially had before all of this even happened. And to think this is just from an announcement, there hasn't been any official reveal regarding Spider-Man's gameplay or what his costume will look like. Just word of mouth. And that's what's pushing pre-orders for this game? If that's the case, I can only imagine how many sales it'll receive once he's officially revealed. Like, that's gonna be one of the deciding factors on if we should even look forward to post-launch heroes or just put the game down after a few weeks of playing. I mean, we pretty much know there's gonna be this huge rollout for Spidey, but they absolutely have to nail it with how cool he's gonna be. It's obviously gonna have this big reveal trailer for the guy, but they need to make sure he's as cool as Insomniac's version, and they have to inject their own formula into him to make him stand out amongst the other Avengers members. If you ask me, I think they should do something similar to what NetherRealm Studios does with their guest characters in games like Injustice 2 and MK11, where they upload this badass CG reveal trailer to get the fans hyped, and later after the hype dies down, they can do the official gameplay reveal. There's already been some speculation as to what Spidey will look like, and many fans are placing their bets on who will be voicing him in this universe. And I personally have my money on Josh Keaton, since he's one of my favorite voice actors and he's associated with arguably the best Spidey cartoon, Spectacular Spider-Man. But yeah, I think the rollouts for these characters are going to get more people invested, which is crazy because like I said, we've already been getting people more interested based on leaked characters. And that's something that the developers are going to have to be careful with because the data miners aren't playing around. Like, it would absolutely suck to see what characters like Spidey will look like and function like before Crystal Dynamics puts out an official trailer. So they have to make sure they don't leave any footprints within their data networks that hackers could potentially get their hands on and show to the general public. But moving on, some of you are wondering what the pre-orders are looking like for the Xbox version of the game. Well, apparently its sales are doing just as good as the PlayStation. Murphy's Multiverse says, and I quote, "The game is sitting at a pretty great number 3. The ranking leaders FIFA 21 and PGA Tour 2K21 are sports games, which are generally strong sellers. It was commonly the most consistent seller back when I even worked in the gaming retail industry. Only the deluxe edition is further down at number 19 as of the writing of this article." It goes on to say that Amazon US is hiding its list, but to draw a comparison, the PS4 version of the game sits at number 2 over at Best Buy. This is only beaten by another sports entry, NBA 2K21 Mamba Fever Edition, that releases the same day. Once again, the deluxe edition isn't far behind, comfortably placed at number 5. As this list includes all versions, the Avengers on the Xbox is also in the top 10. Even locally here in Austria, I interviewed a local electronics retailer and they confirmed that a lot was ordered due to the high demand. No matter where one stands regarding the controversies, Avengers is an interesting prospect for casual fans. Who doesn't want to play as their favorite character? We're only a few weeks away and I personally cannot wait to experience the game. Now, I'm not gonna lie to you guys, I find this news pretty interesting considering the fact that a lot of Xbox users claim to have canceled their pre-orders after hearing that Spider-Man will be a PS4 exclusive. But as you heard, this game is still standing strong at number 3. And in all honesty, I think it would have come in a lot lower for that particular platform if other big names like Cyberpunk 2077 didn't come out. If I'm not mistaken, that game was supposed to come out this month, but it's being marked for November. And this has undoubtedly given Marvel's Avengers an advantage. This current gen console lifecycle is coming to an end, and most of the big games like The Last of Us 2 and Ghost of Tsushima have had their runs in terms of relevance. Now it's Marvel's Avengers' turn to get some of that limelight. As I've stated earlier, the additional sales are going to solely depend on how Square and Crystal roll out these characters, and hopefully they do it in a way that's going to get us extremely pumped. But with that said, I'm going to end this video. What do you think about this news? Did you think that Marvel's Avengers would land the number 1 spot in terms of pre-orders? And do you think it'll live up to the hype? Let me know down in the comments below. As always, I ask that you like or dislike the video. It doesn't have to be a thumbs up, it can be a thumbs down. Any feedback is good feedback and will only help me improve on future content. But if you really enjoyed the video, it would help me out a lot if you shared it with all your friends and followers on social media. Sharing really makes a difference. But this is your boy RBG signing out on another video. I'll catch you guys later. Peace out.